Stop that.
Hello. We are back for our 21st episode of the Room Radio Show on Pulse Media Radio Station. They'll plug that one every time, don't we?
Yep. Well, they should know because they're listening to it. Although maybe they're listening on our YouTube channel.
Oh, maybe, yes.
To our podcast, which is doing very well at the minute.
It's doing very well. We hit 50 likes on our Facebook page.
55, I think. You'll find we're at now. Yes.
Boy, we're getting places.
Yeah, we're going places. Well, I did that awful thing of inviting people to like a page. I hate doing it, but I did it.
Yeah. No.
I decided.
I might do it again as well. Just to. Anyway, about the YouTube page. How do we find that?
It's funny you should ask. Well, it's the Room Podcast on YouTube. If you just type in the Room Podcast episode, whatever you want, hashtag whatever, then you can probably find it. If not, you can always find it on our Facebook page, Room Pulse Media Radio Show, or on our Twitter at the Room Pulse. There's links to it everywhere. But yeah, they're doing quite well at the minute. I think our last video has something like 20 views after a day, which is like the best we've ever had, really.
That's pretty good.
It's good. It was a good episode last week, and
it was a very good episode.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough time for it, which is an odd one.
We can always come back to it. You know.
Could always.
So this week's episode is Stephen King week. We've said we're going to do this for like the last couple of weeks, and then something's come up. So yeah, this week Stephen King week. Next week,
probably Christmas special.
Christmas soundtrack at least.
But yeah.
But we will be going to see The Disaster Artist.
Yes.
So we'll give a full comprehensive review of that. So yeah, as always, try and guess this week's soundtrack. Oh, here's Jack.
Yes. Last week, no one got it. It was a bit of a.
Did nobody get it last week?
Oddball. No,
I can't even remember what last week's one was.
We were skipping past it because we had so much to talk about. But it was
Hot Rod.
Yeah. Banging soundtrack, pretty good. Pretty much just Europe.
Yeah, this week's soundtrack has got such a variety.
What is it?
I'm looking at. I can't say, can I?
No, I said, is it? Not what is it?
Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, so I'm just looking here. We got Dean Martin, 50 Cent,
Britney Spears, Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, we shouldn't say too much. Excuse me. So yeah, it's a banging soundtrack this week. So maybe we should just kick off with one song.
Is it the second option that was mentioned?
It was Gregor's one because I figured the other one that the other one's like a universal one we can use anytime. Does he not get?
Jack's having trouble with the door.
Right, I'll put a song on whilst we go open the door for Jack. Any
open
special requests?
Do you know what? Let's go with Maroon 5. It's the first thing that popped out to me.
Where is that gone?
It's right there. Nope. Yeah, there.
Well, so for every host we gain, we lose one. Welcome, Jack.
Hey, yes.
And goodbye, Tom.
Rip Tom. He's gone.
He's gone to the shop.
Forever.
You picked the song, and you picked probably the shortest one on here, which was very foolish. So we've explained, Jack, this week is Stephen King week.
Yes, it is. You're not wrong.
Just about what that's going to involve, whilst we're still getting ourselves together. I was here half an hour early.
I set off 40 minutes early, but Casablanca took, 20 minutes to actually do anything. So I was still in Casablanca for ages. Unfortunately.
Not in Morocco, as in impressed.
Yeah, not the Morocco one.
This is not a paid endorsement. So yeah, we'll be talking about the best adaptations, the worst adaptations, what's to be adapted but it's very little, and maybe what deserves a remake or what shouldn't be remade. You know, just the general thesis. And Tom's back. Right, should we start with before we get into that? Should we start with a quick bit of news?
Go on.
Because there's been a bit quick news. First bit of quick news I've got is
You're going for the old Freddie Mercury.
No, it's actually that I attempted to use the gender neutral toilets.
Is that actual?
Yes, because the door was locked.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, what does this mean?
So I entered early. Was like, I'm just going to go for a nice toilet.
One nice toilet.
Yes, very neutral, non-specific toilet.
Makes sense.
Pressed the door, didn't open. I thought maybe it swings both ways and somebody's pulling it or pushing it, and so I let go.
Exactly what's going on.
Give it another push, didn't do anything. Turned around, some girls just stood there. She went, "There's toilets upstairs."
Gender neutral though.
Yeah.
Is gender like? So
But are they gender neutral toilets?
no assumptions, no stereotypes, no gender roles.
No
it's
keys.
for everyone apart from you, John.
Apart from me, because it was locked. So
Should have shouted at it.
Terrible. You should have said this as
I think
against my,
I think people have been
my
having sex in there or something. That's probably why.
Probably.
Unisex toilets in the.
I mean,
Literally.
when you're putting anything unisex, you're giving anyone the green flag to fucking sneak in and like have sex.
We've just given up on the swearing now.
Yeah, the swearing.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
the coitus.
Jack.
Right, first bit of news
Watch
I
your
have
language.
is that you swore.
All the swearing.
I'm blaming it on Jack. That was
Oh.
kind of clearly a joke.
Oh, it's good American joke.
Good joke. Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody is interesting.
Nah, forget that. We don't have time for that crap.
Fine, we'll leave that.
It's got a new director, which is the guy from Lockstock. But
Directed by Brian Singer of all people.
new trailer. No, it's not.
Not
Somebody
anymore,
else
it
taking
was.
over.
I
Big trailer came out. Infinity War.
I haven't seen it,
Oh,
so
why?
don't talk about
Oh,
it.
yeah. Everyone dies.
Everyone
I know
dies.
everyone dies. It's Thanos.
Everyone dies.
It's a good trailer.
I mean, they'll do that whole.
It's a
tower
good. It's a
level
good
scene.
trailer.
Spidey gets really cold on a bus. So all his
You
hair
just-
stand on end.
Shut up! I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Yeah. Homer Simpson turns up.
Yeah, I saw that meme.
It looked good. It looks like it'd be alright. Can't wait to wait like 5 months to go see it now.
Well,
It's 3 movies, isn't
so
it?
long. No, it's 2.
Is there only 2?
You know, part 1, part 2 in it.
No, they're only part 1 in it.
No, it's part 1 and part 2. Right?
No, they've dropped that. They've seen how the first one goes,
Fair.
and then they might
Fair
do a
enough.
second one. Because I think they've incorporated a lot of it into the second one. That's why it looks long and good. But yeah, it looks like all the key hitters are back, apart from like Hawkeye and Ant-Man aren't in it.
Oh, Ant-Man's in it very briefly.
The trailer.
Yeah.
Is he?
Of course,
Mhm.
because they're locked up, aren't they?
Don't remember seeing him in it. I remember seeing his character
He's
show
with,
up.
he's with the squad when they're all running. In,
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
slow motion
they'll
squad.
definitely bust them out. There's no way that they would just leave them alone.
Hawkeye's got a sick new haircut.
Was he? Is it
No,
bald?
it's bad. No, he's got like a black sort of Mohican button at the top. It looks
Do you know what?
looks crap.
Do you know what? A bit of news is just breaking my heart right now.
Better news is breaking your heart.
It is breaking my heart.
Is it something to do with
Your
Trump?
achy wakey.
No, it's not. It's to do with like the best action movie. Well, they voted on best action movie, and they had like the top 6 or whatever like that.
Is
But,
it
like,
Die Hard?
No.
Well, it's wrong.
It's of this year. So you got Thor Ragnarok,
Not
you got
that.
Baby Driver, War of the Planet of the Apes. What else was there?
I won't say any of them in particular.
Oh, I can't remember.
Maybe Baby Driver's an action.
No, but like Thor Ragnarok, like probably one of the best Marvel films. Like, yeah.
I think so.
But
Big
Wonder
Albert
Woman
50.
beat all of them.
Which one?
Wonder Woman was really good. I know
No, it was not!
I know you don't like it, but
It
I
was
think it
so
was really
bad. The plot was bad. The script
Very
was bad, the acting
very forgettable.
It is.
I'm just gonna turn your mic off for a sec. Yeah, Wonder Woman was just a very forgettable villain.
It was. It wasn't even that. It was just. It was like.
I don't think
Captain
it's as bad as
America
you think
1.
it is, Tom. But
it is
is.
so bad.
It isn't.
Honestly.
It isn't as good as everybody. It was just everybody was like, "This is actually okay."
To be voted the best action or best superhero movie is just.
Well, I won't say any of those other ones are actual
stupid.
action movies, though. To be honest,
Well, I think it was. I think it's because everybody was so surprised how, like, that it was actually a DC film that wasn't absolute
strong
trash.
female protagonist.
I mean, I still think it's worse than.
Basically,
Man of
you
Steel
take it away
or
from.
Batman vs Superman.
It's not worse than Batman Superman.
It's
That's
worse
an
than Batman
awful
vs
film.
Superman.
If I ever have to watch that again, I'd willingly spoon my eyes out.
Fair.
I think
and-
I
and
bought
eat
that
them.
on DVD. You know, and I didn't buy it. I think somebody bought it for me on DVD. I can't remember.
Well, great present.
Wow. Speaking of one of the films you mentioned, there's getting a sequel, Baby Driver. It's in-
Oh
it's in
yeah,
the-
he said he's definitely going to make a sequel. He just don't know if it's going to be his next film.
It's
That's
in
what
the
he said.
works. That's what I read. Any other news? I
Um,
haven't heard much.
What's his name? Ryan Reynolds has been cast as Pikachu. Pikachu.
What?
Yeah,
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. My apologies, chat.
What?
Yeah. Ready for a new round of Did Not See That Coming. Ryan Reynolds is joining the cast of the new Pokemon movie.
I didn't realise Pikachu could talk. I mean, I've never seen Pokemon.
I mean,
but
Yeah, I've seen it briefly, but I'm pretty sure he just said Pikachu.
Yeah, I thought he just
He
said his
does
name.
just say.
I thought it was just a bit
Pikachu.
like Hodor. He just sort
He'd
of
be
said,
like,
but
"Pikachu,
he said
look at my
one word,
dick."
so everyone just assumed he was
It's
called.
like it's when it's like Vin Diesel being cast as like Groot.
Does a good job. Groot's great.
It is good, but it's just like
Donkey yes, the Groot.
why would you pay top dollar for someone to say one line?
Because he can deliver that one line.
I know, but like
Because it's all about
Reynolds,
family, Tom. It's all about family.
Because he can
Ryan
slap a big
Reynolds
name on
is
it.
He doesn't have friends. He's
nowhere
got family.
near the right thing that you should cast for. I mean, I'm guessing it's not actually Pikachu. Hopefully, it's not, because if that actually happens,
Well, it is.
Oh my god!
You've not seen the pictures?
I seen him holding a Pikachu thing, and I thought he just went
The
to
pi-
a
the
red
pi-
carpet with a Pikachu.
The pictures I saw, they'd like recreated the Deadpool shots. Because basically, do you remember that for that film Deadpool? Yeah, that.
That film, Deadpool.
Yeah, film Deadpool.
You know,
Rings-
the film Deadpool that
The one that
Rings a
got
bell.
rated, like, finally an R-rated superhero film. When it was
yeah,
actually
that was viciously overrated for what it was. Good
Yeah,
film.
It is a good film.
Viciously
but
overrated.
yes, definitely. It was just like 25% Deadpool, 75%.
It's not even that. Ryan Reynolds wasn't funny in it. It wasn't funny.
It wasn't Deadpool.
The action was good. It wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing at it. It was just all, haha, I have a penis. And I was like, haha, good one.
Fantastic Beasts has revealed the new cast.
There's loads of controversy in it over
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, yeah.
Well, to be fair,
I think it was worse.
he was in it for like 10 minutes. He looks weird, but it would have been better if it was just Colin Farrell or Colin.
Yeah, well, I was talking about Colin Farrell actually.
I thought they'd recast him. I heard loads of things that they just recast Johnny Depp.
So what exactly has Johnny Depp done? Because I haven't read into what he's done.
Well, it's
I
not
know-
that.
I know what
People are
most
just
other people have
are sick of him, but he hasn't sexually assaulted anyone as far as we're aware.
Okay.
He just got accused of
Putting
abusing his girlfriend.
that
Wife.
aside,
Just.
I have somebody who's a massive fan of the Harry Potter universe, currently dating her. It's a pain in the ass, but
The shot
her
about
point,
it.
yeah.
It was only 2 weeks ago.
Her point is that they've casted Johnny Depp as this character, and they've casted Jude Law as young Dumbledore, but the timelines don't make sense with their age. So everyone's jumped.
because
like,
they're gay, aren't they?
I don't know, but
Well,
like,
I
they're
heard him
supposed to
described
be
as
really young.
He's like gay wizard Hitler, isn't he?
So,
And not the good.
I'm
and not-
already in. I'm
and not-
already in.
And not the good kind of Nazi, the bad kind. No
why
Schindler's
why
in
didn't
there.
the Wizards just stop World War II?
because they're dicks.
Because they're their own.
Honestly.
This is the thing. Because they've got their own World War II going on. Because they've got gay
They,
wizard Hitler.
They
He's
killed
messing people up.
a child.
They've got no
to
time
stop,
for
um,
the Kaiser.
the humans ever finding out.
Isn't this
about
set during the First World War as well?
Who killed the child?
basically,
don't remember this
wizards,
bit.
they were like, oh no, you are revealing our world to the humans. We don't want this. So the government came in and killed him. Conspiracy.
I didn't think what's his name, Eddie Redmayne, was coming back as well. I thought it was a whole new cast. But there you go. Zoe Kravitz is in as Leta Lestrange. Callum Turner, I don't know who that is. Get a picture up of him.
I must admit, I don't see Jude Law as a Dumbledore.
Oh, I like Jude Law. You could put
oh,
Jude Law in.
I do
most
like
things.
Jude Law, but
Yeah.
it's like the talk of Jake
Like,
Gyllenhaal.
I don't know
being
who would you
new
cast.
Batman.
Who would you
I can
cast
see that.
as? I can see, yeah, but who would you cast as Jude Law? Who would you cast as young Dumbledore? Because he can't really have. He could have like a baby,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't
You
have
know-
a really long.
You
white
know,
beard.
I'd pick, and it's
So-
not even because
Just be any generic white bloke.
I'd pick
with a posh voice.
I pick, even though I'm not a massive fan of his, Cumberbatch. I think you do it.
I can see that.
He's just a bit loud for that role, I think.
Mwah.
Dumbledore's a bit more.
Have you not seen that?
Soft and, like-
Have you seen the bit in the book where it's like Dumbledore
Walked over.
calmly
No, but
and
if you watch the
collectively?
film, he doesn't actually.
Did you
know
put the
that-
things in the goblet of fire? Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
He doesn't
Shakes him
actually.
like a newborn baby.
basically.
Who
I don't know.
shakes,
I
who
like
shakes a newborn baby?
Tom.
That's the
Tom
joke.
Talk-
Once again,
Talking to newborn babies.
Anyway,
Congratulations to.
Faye.
Oh, she didn't have
Faye
one.
sister.
well done, Faye.
Wow.
Proud of you.
Well done, Faye. Yes,
Right,
I am now.
how
father.
long are we waiting for Gregor until we actually roll this on?
We're just doing news.
Let's get rolling. Put one song on.
Let's put another one on and then
One,
see
we'll
if
put
he comes
one.
back.
We'll put one very short song on.
Yeah.
We're not putting this one on at all. Maybe until the very end, and then we're leaving, and we pretend it wasn't us that put it. Oh, here he is. Oh, bloody! Let's give him some crap when he comes in.
Well, I couldn't even get in, so
I know you can get in.
I struggled and nobody helped.
You're a retard.
I didn't actually know the number. No, I knew it was like 2471.
Yeah, well
and I
done,
was
Jack.
putting
Just read it out on the air.
2471.
Yeah, nice one. Solid.
2471.
Nice
But
one.
it isn't 2471. So it's fine. You could,
Jack, what's your pin and bank card?
it's 2471.
Okay, cool.
That's why I was getting it so confused.
I would not disbelieve that.
How you doing, Gregor?
Hello.
I'm tired. I'm wasted. I love you, darling.
Not just come in about 20 minutes late.
No.
Why are you so late? I was late, but I wasn't that late.
And I was on time.
I was 30 minutes early, so I think we worked out about even. Yeah. Okay, we'll put a song on.
And we are back.
We're back. Let's get cracking then.
Rightio. Should we just do a quick recap now that everyone's here?
Of
The show. Okay, right. Listeners, if you're just tuning in, this is the Room Radio Show at Pulse Media Radio Station. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter.
You say you can find us?
Find us, yeah. Or on YouTube, if you're listening to our podcast, come back to our YouTube channel, which is the Room Podcast. And this week we are doing a Stephen King theme. So we're going to be talking about the best adaptations, the worst ones, what should be adapted next, but that's a bit of a stretch because all of them have pretty much been adapted, and then ones that should never be adapted at all or should get a remake.
Yep, that's general gist. I've just seen some geezer sit down at the piano, and if he starts playing, I might go out and punch him. Because at the very start of last week's recording, there's
the most generic piano tune ever.
Yes, I was like, I even say, I hope that doesn't pick up that radio.
Yeah, I listened to the beginning and I was like, oh, it did.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, what should we kick off with? Best?
I think we should just kick off with getting the big boys out of the way. Getting them down. Talking about the best films. We should probably say our favourite to start with, and go down. Rather than last week when we yeah. So let's start with our favourites.
Okay. Alright, who's going first?
Favourite, just one. Gregor.
Tom, you go first. You probably know.
Tom.
I do, and it is the Mist.
Tom is Stephen King.
I knew it was going to be like the worst of all the options.
No, do you know what? I don't care.
It's a good film.
It is a good film. It's not the worst of all the options.
No,
I thought I'd seen it until I
very
watched it yesterday, and I was like, I've definitely not seen this. I've seen the twist at the end, but I haven't seen the rest of the film.
It's a good film.
Watched it. My God, there's some awful CGI in that.
There's some awful CGI.
Oh,
yes.
it's like the very, I think it's like the second or third shot in the film is a tree laid out across a boathouse. Such a bad CGI tree. Like they've gone to the
effort. It's a real one.
No, because they've gone through the effort to put.
Yeah, I was about to say. I swear this is a real one.
They've gone through the effort to put like a CGI, an actual tree through a Mercedes, or an actual boathouse, which is like a wooden shed next to a lake. They've just CGI'd it on. I'll get it up. Tree.
So why is The Mist your favourite, Tom?
I don't know.
Good answer.
I think
probably Frank Darabont's
when you
first
just
one as well.
No, yeah, feel good about something.
He's one of my favourite directors, Frank Darabont.
What else has he done other than The Mist and The Walking Dead?
Shawshank, Green Mile.
Oh yeah, he did Shawshank, Green Mile, didn't he?
Yeah, he's really good at adapting short Stephen King
Stephen
stories.
King apparently.
Yeah, he did like the first season of Walking Dead, but that's not really.
It was a good season though.
It was a good season. It did kick it off very well, but
got sacked.
But yeah, no, I think it's just the whole, like, just the story of like people stuck in the shop, and then you just got the mist, and you can't see anything outside, and
there's some good performances in that.
It is,
I'll give you
just
that.
the cast of The Walking Dead, isn't it?
Yeah, the cast of The Walking Dead with Thomas Jane and a few people from Shawshank and
yeah. If you follow like most of like the Stephen King films, you'll see like a bunch of the actors.
Ow.
Like,
Yeah,
always follow a
Dale
Stephen King
film.
film.
From The Walking Dead is in all of them, I think. Isn't he?
yeah, I watched it yesterday. I thought it was okay, but in terms of like, they're all very stupid. Like, there's a bit where Thomas Jane goes up to a metal shutter and something starts banging and pressing it in. He comes out and it's like, I think something was outside. Rather than being like, definitively, there's something trying to break in. He's like, I think, and the guy's like, you probably just heard it, and he doesn't say anything like about it being, and then somebody ends up getting killed because of that, and he blames somebody else for it. They're all very stupid. They all pass the buck.
Comes underneath.
Yeah.
I think I've seen this film twice, and it was so long ago. Yeah. Still remember bits of it though.
It's got one of my
it's just the end. I think it's that the end makes it such a good.
True. Yeah.
Just the twist is so good. Like, it's such a good twist, especially if you're a fan of depressing films.
Yeah. But it's got probably one of my favourite like film lines ever. It's like when they're like talking about how in 3 days everyone in the shop has literally just lost their mind and like given into like believing this.
Don't they all like convert religions?
Yeah, straight up to believing this crazy Christian lady who's like, because she basically.
It really irritated me that bit.
Yeah,
because I was like, why would you believe this crazy Christian?
If you imagine it, you got these monsters that in all reality that wouldn't exist, and then she's saying, "Yes, God has sent these people, and they will take one person tonight," and then coincidentally, one person ends up getting killed by them. You're like,
my favorite bit is the when they stab that guy to death.
Oh yeah, that's a brutal,
like a sacrifice thing.
Like,
yeah, that bit's good. But yeah, I don't think it's the best.
I don't think it's the best.
But it's your favourite.
It's just my personal favourite.
Okay, Jack.
I'll go last because I'm still deciding.
Gregor?
I'm intrigued to see what other people say. I might just mix it up for a lot.
Probably have to go with Stand By Me.
Interesting. I didn't think that would be said.
As a nostalgic thing for me, I loved watching that when I was growing up, and I think anyone who's seen it whilst growing up can relate to at least one thing that the characters have going on, if not dozens.
It's the dead body I relate to.
Yeah.
Never actually seen Stand By Me.
It's that's the film I always used to be like, Stephen King is not just a horror person. He can nail any style of story.
It was just. It's a really nice story. Well, not a nice story. You don't see a dead body now, but like, I don't know. Whenever I watched Stand By Me, I've just loved watching it. The whole experience, like that bit on the train track on the bridge. Like you know they're gonna make it, but even still, after watching it a few times, I'm like, "What? You might get hit."
Yeah.
Are you still looking for the tree?
Yeah, I was still trying to find this bad CGI.
He just watched like a student's remake of the opening, like a GCSE.
Their CGI was better.
What are you?
Norm the Bag Boy's death. What a death.
It's the guy with like the bugs inside of him. But we'll move on from the missile. So yeah, like one of my
Stand By Me is great.
Stand By Me, yeah, one of my favourite bit. Well, the bit that like it's weird, but like when they go swimming in the pond and they just get leeches.
Yeah,
like, it's such a good scene. But
I like River Phoenix, and that's great. Good. Yeah, good film. Good young actors.
Yeah, Will Wheaton is that. I always forget Will Wheaton's in that because I don't know. He went on to do Star Trek, and now he's just, I think, a joke in The Big Bang Theory every couple of seasons. It's weird how your career can go as a child actor.
Yeah. Corey Feldman's now filing charges against...
who is it? I keep seeing...
Just a pedo ring in Hollywood, I think. Just another one. Just to come full circle again, as always. Back to the pedophiles. I think my favourite one...
That would be a slogan of season 2. Always circles back to paedophilia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the show basically is
season 2.
paedophilia.
It's bloody. That's the key theme. If Linda was here and she's going, "What's the theme?" She'd go, "We got paedophilia." It's not films. Are we just doing Stephen King properties or specifically films?
Do films for this bit. You can do TV in a minute.
I'll go with The Shining, even though I don't think it's the best adaptation. Well, according to Stephen King himself, but it's just got so many layers.
It's an amazing film. Like, there's no
best
doubt
one you never made.
Film.
So many layers.
It's not.
I just didn't want to say it because
it's slow. It's too slow.
No, I don't think so. It's just like every other Kubrick film.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think
you could argue 2001 slow, but
one of the scariest horror films, I think. Like the bit with where he's like makes that lady gets out of the bath and he's like, "Oh hello," and the audience is like, "Ah hello." He starts making out and then looks in the mirror and she's an old wrinkly lady with like legions on her and stuff, and he's like, "Nah," and she's like trying to gun him to death. My God, that is terrifying. That's like the worst nightmare, isn't it? Old ladies coming at me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a bad film. But
Wow.
What? This is.
You know what does annoy me about it? In the opening scene, you can see the helicopter shadow.
Oh yeah,
Really?
but the thing is, if that's the thing that annoys you about the film, that's it. That's
the
all you
biggest
can
thing,
find in a film. Then
That bit annoys
there's
me.
some quality film.
I get what like.
And I don't like. What's her name? Something.
Oh
Duvall.
yeah, Shelley
Duvall.
Shelley Duvall. Is
Yeah,
that
don't.
her name?
Yeah, I mean, I know Kubrick
She's
drove.
like the
drove it to the
ugliest
point.
woman.
Yeah,
I think I've
Kubrick
ever
drove it
seen.
to the point of insanity, where he was just like,
'Cause
everything.
you're
Like, you're ugly, you're horrible, you shit, and you're bad at everything. all that kind of stuff.
Quality directing.
Yeah. To the point where she was like suicidal and her hair was falling out, so she had to wear a wig and stuff. And, like,
oh my god, what knob?
Great direction.
Yeah.
Good kid in that actually. So.
Yeah, the kid in that is pretty scary, isn't he? He's like the Omen kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like it. I think it's good.
I think it's a great
Can't
film.
knock it.
Do you
I just
agree
don't
with
think I'll
Great
to say
production
it.
value.
Stephen King though? Because Stephen King doesn't like
He
it
doesn't like the
because
adaptation, does he?
basically, like when he watched it, he was like, "This does not at all like seem like it's the hotel that's evil. It just seems like this guy's having
Like
a
it's
weird
just Jack
trip."
Nicholson.
Yeah, it just seems like he's like got some psychological
But
problem that's just.
I think
coming out
it does come
like,
across.
isolation.
I think it does come across that like the hotel. Well, like it's sort of left up to the audience interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the ghost.
I can see that.
Is it the hotel? Is it just him? Is it just this thing?
Because the biggest giveaway is when that door opens on
Oh,
its own. Like, so it clearly is more than just Jack
And-
Nicholson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously with the river of blood as well. But
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that can
Could
all
all
be
be in his head.
psychological. So it's the door opening on its own is the only bit I ever questioned. Because I was like, how? Because the ghost.
And as well, there's a kid as well. He goes a bit. He can tell. He can say it.
Yeah,
sense
you
it.
see stuff going on. So.
Like he's not going crazy from isolation. He's a kid. That's it. Bloody, I remember watching
He was
that.
innovative. He was
I-
just
to
like-
be honest,
remember
if I
just
was a
having a-
kid
he's having a
roaming
laugh,
around
isn't he?
that bloody hotel on my own, I'd be freaked out.
I'd have him be having a ball of a time on his little try.
I know, he's pacing it around, isn't he?
He's loving it. He's loving
Absolutely
it.
burning it up.
I'd have mowed those twins right down.
Right.
Couldn't have stopped.
Jack, go on.
I don't. I'm struggling. I think I've got two. I think I'm stuck between two. Because I'm not gonna say. I didn't want to say The Shining, although I love it and it is a great film. I didn't want to
But
say
it's
that.
everyone's go-to.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's not a bad thing if it's the best.
No.
But then
Yeah, but-
equally, I didn't want to say Shawshank because it's a great film again. But
again, it's everyone's go-to.
Green
Some say
Mile.
the
I
best
didn't
film
want
ever
to
made.
say.
It is up there. Like one
I
of
think-
the best rated.
I think for me, it's between. I don't know. I think Creepshow, which I adore.
I watched that last night and I absolutely love it.
Have you never seen Creepshow?
No, I haven't.
Before?
It
Oh
was good. I think
God, I
it's
love
like one of the
Creepshow.
first films that proper did that, the whole comic book style of
Yeah.
film.
I remember because I watched Creepshow when I was proper young, and
Romero.
So,
I absolutely it's George Romero that made it, and I absolutely adore Creepshow. I love it. But it's that or Misery, I think, for me.
Misery's good.
Because I love Misery, and I love the acting in it, and I love that it's just what they did out of just two people in a room, essentially. But I think Creepshow probably takes it just because I like the stories. Stephen King plays a guy in it.
yeah.
Like quite a big role, or just
Yeah,
Yeah,
quite a big
well,
role,
the whole film, what it is it's 5 short stories in a film.
I've
It's
heard
all-
of them.
One of them, 2 of them were original stories from that he'd already written, and 3 he wrote for the film.
Mm.
But one of them's called The Crate, and that's the standout one, and that's
my
that's
favourite
like
short story.
genuinely terrifying.
It is.
There's just they find this crate in like a school that's just been shut up for like 100 years or whatever, and then they open it and there's just a sort of like some sort of monkey crossbreed monster thing in it that's just been in there for like 100 years and is still fine.
But it's
Um,
proper terrifying.
Yeah, it just kills a bunch of
I
people.
think I just don't know what the picture when I hear the words monkey cross
Yeah.
with
Type-
monster.
type-
it looks.
Type
Monkeys are
in the
terrifying.
crate, Rigo. Type
It
in
looks
the crate.
like a
Creepshow the crate.
werewolf cross monkey.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, and it's got really sharp claws and teeth and stuff. And anyway, this guy hates his wife, so pushes her in for a laugh, which is very fair. But then, yeah, I think. But then,
he looks like a bean.
Jesus.
but then, so he
Is
messes.
that animated?
No,
Oh,
all costume.
practical.
So he messes with some people, and
Looks like something.
You
ever
don't,
seen-
but
ever
to
seen
be honest,
Evolution? You know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
apes
yeah.
in Evolution.
you don't see him that much because it's the guy in a suit. So
Yeah,
they keep it in the box most of the time, so you just see hands and stuff, and
Alright.
It focuses
he
mainly
just I think
on
the whole point is he just wants to be alone. He just wants to have in his little crate.
Mm.
Oh, he's
but
happy in
people
his
keep
crate, so
yeah
he's
yeah,
like, oh,
but people keep trying to drag him out of his crate, so he keeps having it like him. He just has a go at him and eats him. So he's like, get out my crate.
There's another one as well. It's got who's the famous actor that's in Airplanes?
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, like he's part of a story.
Airplanes.
Which, to
Sequel.
be honest,
Which plays Leslie Nielsen?
when I watched it again, I was like, this would have been a good story
Which plays Leslie Nielsen? Which
on the
one?
beach.
Oh, of course he is.
Yeah, It would have been a great story if it was if they took away the whole classic Stephen King bit at the end where he puts in like, oh yeah, it's actually good.
Yeah, because the best bit about the Creep Show is that I love twists, and it's got 5 of them because each story has a twist, except the Crate, which is sort of like the least.
Yeah,
the
it's
least
not really a
twist.
twist.
There's sort of a twist, and it's quite good, but it's not.
So is it like
Whereas
is it like what's the word I'm looking for?
well, actually, Thingy's not got a twist. The one with the plants.
No, yeah.
Stephen King. There's one. I'll talk through the 5 stories. The first one opens and it's a guy wanting his cake. Essentially, he's this really old guy, and he's just screaming, "I want my cake."
I want his
and
cake.
Basically he's driven his wife insane, and so that's a good one. And then
no, that was completely wrong.
well, she comes back from the dead.
No.
She's a zombie.
So his daughter kills him because he kills the boyfriend.
That ruined it. But yeah. Oh no, yeah. Well, yeah.
And then he's there screaming, "I want my cake," to the point where her anger because he killed her boyfriend comes out and she kills him and then buries him or like frames somebody else.
And then the second one is I think it's the Stephen King one, isn't it, where he plays the guy. So he basically plays this like hillbilly, proper stupid guy, lives in a secluded little house, and this meteor lands in his back garden. So the first thing he does, he goes to try and pick it up with his hands, but it like burns his finger, and like makes it like green. So he sucks on it to make it better. And then he goes and picks it. Like throws.
Is that a key plot point?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
I just thought
it's going to be a bit weird if that was just kept there for like good measure.
Key plot.
He had a boo-boo.
So I'm going to tell you the whole plot to this one because it's really good. I like it.
It is a very good.
So then he goes and gets a bucket of water, throws that on it because he thinks he just got burnt. So then he picks it up and takes it inside. And anyway, over like a day or two, his fingers start sort of like growing like grass all over it and like fungi. But then it also starts growing on his tongue as well because that's where he licked
also, because when he throws the water on it as well, the meteor cracks open, it leaks this water, goes into the ground, and then vegetation just grows everywhere.
So basically, anything it touches, it grows, and it spreads.
Fungi.
Yeah, and it spreads like giant grass and trees and stuff. So that spreads. So basically, by the end of it, because he's touched all his body with his finger, and you know he eats stuff and he licks his mouth and stuff. He essentially becomes a giant grass man.
When did this come out? This thing?
82 it says there.
So this sounds like it's going to need a lot of like practical and. Like,
it's just all practical
yeah,
effects. There's no
practical
CGI in it.
So does it like? How does it like?
It doesn't. It just does over time. It's like a day later, and it's like half grass.
No, I mean like has it aged well for now for audience?
Some of them have. It's like it's just the way that some of them do it. It doesn't particularly age well. It's all practical effects, so that works.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't have aged well if they did CGI.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like even like the beginning story, like there's a guy who's like he's a decaying corpse. And what they've done is they've put like a skull, like a mask on him.
Oh, okay.
They put black in his mouth, so when he moves his mouth, the teeth move like that. But it still looks way better than what it would have been.
Well, yeah, I mean, the scariest thing about it is. Not the scariest thing. The most dated thing about it is when they do it and the flashes come up with the colour and stuff. But that's to make it look comic booky. But because of the time, it doesn't look. Now it doesn't look great. That's dated, but that's.
But a lot of the acting and a lot of the like direction is to stand there and do over the top reactions of like
and like whilst they like zoom in on his face and like go shots.
It takes the
comic
blocks of like the pictures
because that's the way it starts and finishes stories is it like zooms out and then that turns into a picture.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like like in the bit all in between is like this animation of a boy reading a comic book and then his dad throws it in the bin and he sees an ad in the comic book for they call voodoo dolls, so he goes and gets that and turns it into his dad. And
sweet.
Very, very good. There's like there's 3 of them, which I haven't seen the second or third one, but definitely really good.
Yeah, I love
really. So is each short story a different director?
No, it's all George Romero.
Oh, sweet.
But the one on the beach is one of my favourite ones.
Yeah, the one on the beach.
It's just this rich dude who blackmails this like kind of famous like B-list celebrity to do what he wants because he's got his girlfriend and he's saying you need to come with me otherwise you'll never know where she is, and he buries them both on this beach and waits for the tide to come in, and they've just got their heads like out of the sand, and then he just like plays mind games with him, like says, "Oh yeah, I'll show you."
Well, he puts the TV next to him.
Yeah, so he puts the TV down.
Of her being buried and clearly in a different position, and after a bit you find out. Well, let's just spoil it. You find out that the TV isn't live; it's already pre-recorded, and she's already dead and drowned, and he's now giving himself up willingly, and he's now being dead and drowned. It's really, really good. And then the last one is the last one's the weakest, I think. Is what is he, a doctor, a dentist? He's like, exactly, yeah.
Oh, it's a rich dude.
He's still good. He's just like some really rich boss owner that he's obsessed with cleanliness, and everything is white. The whole room is white. Everything. He's like, he's from South Africa in the 70s, so it's really white. And then basically this cockroach gets in, and he squashes it, and essentially it's just like basically like he just gets overloaded with cockroaches, and his entire house gets attacked by cockroaches, and then
gross.
He gets attacked.
Gets
complete, and then it's like whether the cockroaches were ever there, but then they were, because they burst out of his chest.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. It's a really good film. Anyone should watch it. I think it's really good.
Definitely.
Song time.
Put on a song. Oh, bail out again. Yeah.
Gregor,
Hello.
how was your trip to get some tissues?
Eventful.
You know what? No assumptions, no stereotypes.
Gregor is
no
also
roles, but we do not like races.
Yeah, Gregor is also.
Scottish people are not allowed.
Well, English aren't either, apparently.
I wasn't allowed in. Yeah.
Gregor could also not enter the gender neutral toilet.
Would you class Scottish as being a race?
No, it's
no
not.
White, no
it's
white
not.
So
people
basically, they're
allowed.
just Englishmen with accents.
No, they're just.
Because then, would you say that Would you say that Americans
out of race.
are?
It's not
No, they're not. They're a nationality.
That's what I said. Americans aren't a race. It's a nationality.
Bloody hell, Tom.
Foreign people are
I'm
nationalities.
gonna go get some.
Depends
water.
what kind of race you're in. 800 metre or.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're going well so far. We've got about 47 minutes.
I'm literally leaving.
He's never coming back. So I think next we were talking about. I don't know. Rigo didn't say it very well.
Yeah,
He just he described it as. I said, "What should we talk about next?" He said, "Shawshank." So there we go. Here's the next 40 minutes on Shawshank.
Okay. No, let's talk about best adaptations. Well, I've got a list here.
You've just got a list, and what he's got a list of probably about 40 films, and he's got two columns, good and bad. He's put bad 2. He's put 2 in bad.
Is
The rest are good.
One of those bad ones?
No, conveniently enough. I think he put it in the middle. He's probably put it in the middle.
I put it in good and in the middle. So
He's put it in the middle of good and bad.
in the middle is a remake.
That's my thing about The Shining. Yeah, I think it's a great film. I love the film, but I know Stephen King hates the adaptation because he doesn't.
Well, I've never read the book. I've only ever read.
read the book.
I've only ever read one Stephen King book, and it was like, no.
I'm really interested to see which one it is.
Well, I read most of it.
What is it?
It.
Oh, I see.
Oh, right.
See.
Not that I didn't have the option, but I just kept throwing Stephen King books at me when I was younger. And I was like, I'll read it. Oh, I'll just watch the film because there's probably a film with it.
Yeah. Now there's a few ones out there. I pretty much most of his films, unless they're really obscured or they're sequels that didn't need to be sequels.
Yeah, it's the sequels are pointless.
Like, they do get a bit crap, but like most of his films are like they're good for their time, could do with a good remake, or they're just still good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like a lot of his adaptations have aged very well.
Yes.
Like
story-wise, yeah.
Story-wise, yeah.
Because he writes stories that don't date, I think.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But no, so I mean, how do we structure this? How do we go down this list? Are we?
Well, have you talked about Shawshank and that?
See, I told
No.
you said Shawshank.
Because we're wondering what to like. What?
Shawshank
We're just talking about
Redemption,
good and
man
bad things
in
about
prison.
Shawshank Redemption and
No.
Shawshank Redemption considered to be the best film.
It is considered. It's the highest rated film on IMDb.
Yep.
It is.
Great performances.
It is a very good. Great
It's a good
story.
film. It is a good film. I'll give you that.
Frank Darabont again.
Yes, it is.
To be fair, it is a good film. Can't bash it there. I don't think it's the best ever made.
No,
Yeah,
far from it.
Far from it. 'Cause
It's a good film. I wouldn't never deny it wasn't a good film.
Do you remember when we went to watch the play in Blackpool?
Yes, the funniest,
Oh,
maybe the funniest time of my life.
I love Gregor's
I'm not saying.
Gregor's review of the thing.
I'm not saying exactly what I said on the day, but Morgan Freeman's character in
I remember now.
He's a black man, but that is not addressed. It's not needed. He doesn't have to be a black man. It's just Morgan Freeman played that role amazingly.
Do you remember what the black guy said at Gatsby when we filmed Gatsby?
Yeah, I'm just playing a black guy.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay. Because we thought you were going to play a white guy.
To be fair, he was playing Louis Armstrong. I do not remember Gatsby. They had Charlie Chaplin and Louis Armstrong.
To be honest, that was just a bad production, and we just got so much shit for it because apparently filming shit.
Oh no, I've opened something.
Trying to like make a film about gold is. Easy.
Anyway, so Gregor, what was this? I like this story. It's funny.
So we went to see this play in Blackpool, and it's what you expect from a
Blackpool.
It was
crap.
it was like us in a line watching it, and like every other seat was I say every other seat.
School children.
It was just all school children, and it was every other seat was like half the seats. We were watching it on like a Wednesday matinee performance. It was like what
during the day, yeah.
Oh, it wasn't good, but for some reason they made Morgan Freeman's character the blackest guy they could possibly do.
And you don't mean complexion wise.
I was going to say, how much makeup did they need for that?
No, honestly, he was so stereotypical black of the time. Like, it was ridiculous. It was so badly done for no reason. So that's a bad bloody adaptation.
How many times did he slap his knee?
Honestly, it wasn't even just a slap the knee. It was the skip, the rolling of the shoulders. It was just everything looked so cartoony. Black man, it looked so racist. It was unbelievable.
Jesus.
Well, what else? Because there was other parts of that where I just kept laughing at it. Like, was it like
the
way
point
they did?
Oh, there was a rape. There was a rape scene.
Yeah, the way they did the rape scene. I've forgotten how they did it, but I remember it being absolutely hilarious.
It was horrible. It was so bad. But
did they just turn the lights off and continue grunting? In
yeah,
the
yeah. Because they all started as a fight.
Started a fight, cut to black, and then they're all just going. And then it comes back on Andy Dufresne's character. Just like,
but it was all set in like the same room.
Yeah.
Didn't the red character come out and just go, gang? Rape.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. I remember that.
I remember you guys because I missed this. I'm so sad I missed it, but you guys came back and showed me
that bit just killed me.
As if anyone couldn't have guessed what it was. They needed
destroyed.
It was like you said. He came out like dragging his heels, just like not dragging his heels, kicking your feet. His thumbs tucked in his braces, like stretching them out, like walking like gang.
Right. Like honestly, it was so
something very uncommon in person.
Untasteful and like bad the way they handled that bit. And yeah, well, you're doing it in front of a lot of uni students.
It's just implied that they rape him in Shawshank.
That's all. Like, to be fair, like to do. Hold on, phrase this next sentence.
To do rape.
To correctly cover rape. You shouldn't ever really show it or address it like directly. Let the audience like imagine like how horrific.
I watched Wind River, and there's pretty graphic rape scene in that.
I think it can be. I think it can work if it's done.
But it's well done.
Incorrectly, yeah, because it's harrowing and it makes you proper like feel for someone or hate someone. It can change your opinion of. So it's like the main great. If you like Rick on Walking, I mean, who's a character on the show you love? If a character on the show you love just went and raped someone, you'd be like, oh.
Yeah, they did that in EastEnders with a geezer.
Right
There's a really nice geezer, his hairdresser, and they just raped somebody.
Should we go back to Shawshank?
Well, no,
this is Shawshank.
We're moving on to rape here. Let's move back off.
Let me just say about Wind River. There's a bit in it where
the Stephen King adaptation.
Some woman like she's only got like her knickers and a jacket on, and she gets knocked out and she falls like first, so she's bent over a bed, and like all the men just look at each other, and then they look back at her over the bed, and it just hard cuts to her top half on the bed, just like shaking.
Jesus.
It's really bloody harrowing.
Well, I think the best bit about Shawshank, moving on, is I like the bit where he plays the music over the thing.
That is good. He's like, I've never seen
Defiance.
200 men stand shot. I'm Morgan Freeman.
It's like Morgan Freeman impression.
Thank you for listening. Have you seen that video online of somebody imitating Morgan Freeman's voice whilst playing a video game?
I think so. Yeah.
And he's like hunting. It's like a 4-on-1 thing. He's like, I can smell you. It's really good.
Does he win?
Yeah, he does.
Alright.
Straight to the jugular.
Alright, I'll move on to probably. Alright, I would say the best Stephen King film.
Well,
you
you've
just
already said that. The
best.
Mist.
No. That's my favourite. The best one that's been made.
The Green Mile, I was gonna
is
say.
The Green Mile.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I like the bit where Tom Hanks can't piss. That's a
I
major.
like that bit where he dies.
What?
I mean, a lot of people die in it.
Yeah, exactly. That bit.
Oh yeah, it is good. It's
My
proper.
favourite bit.
I remember that was one of the ones they had in school as well. That School of Rock, that and.
Because I remember I
What
watched it when I was.
from School of Rock to straight up execution, right?
Because I remember watching Green Mile when I was young, but I don't remember it sort of like. I don't remember thinking it. Oh, this is a brilliant film. I mean, I do. I thought good film. But I didn't think it stood out that much. Really good in it.
It's
Well,
like the
that's
acting in it is
really a shout out
amazing.
there.
Honestly, watching it now, I still get teary with John Coffey. Like a
John
great character, great acting,
What is it called?
and it's just like really simple like thing of just like adding a mouse to a story, making it so fantastic and stand out. Like I know you say that it didn't stand out, but
It's really good.
you're wrong.
To be fair though, I remember watching it first at school. And one of the things, coming home and being like, "That's a great film." What's Jack dying for?
I don't know what's going on.
Just go in the room.
Oh,
Chat.
okay.
Sorry, continue. Yes.
And buying, and then being like, "Mum, you got to buy this DVD." She went out and bought it, and then I've not opened it since. That's been like 6 years ago. So I've not watched it in a while, but I do like it. Here you go, Morgan Freeman's.
I was about to
Thank God you stopped talking.
Gregor's being very naughty at the moment.
No.
It's a good film, but there are better actual adaptations.
That was
The
his
Shining is a
actual
better
review
a
of
better
the
film.
one we saw in Blackpool.
Oh.
He came out in the middle of the theatre and shouted
He
that.
did.
Honestly, I was so pissed off watching this whole thing. I just walked out into the little foyer. There was a few old people that I think just managed to get like some seats to this, and we just couldn't conveniently managed to be standing next to them. I walked out, yelled that sentence. I shouldn't have, in hindsight, but to be fair, that's all I could get from the character. It was just terrible. Sorry, everyone who's listening.
I know. I was going to say there's literally no part because we can't actually give the punchline to any of this.
No.
Funny though.
Misery's pretty good.
I haven't seen it.
Misery's good. Yeah, let's talk about Misery.
Did we not watch
I
it in
love
secret
Misery.
cinema? I feel like we watched it.
I
in
don't
secret
know.
cinema.
No, we didn't. We definitely did not watch any decent film in secret cinema.
Oh,
apart
we
from
did. We
Children
watched
of Men.
good. We watched a couple of good films in secret.
Fargo was one.
Fargo was
Fargo,
there.
yeah,
Jordan Man.
Yeah.
Children
Children of Men was the first one.
Play
That's-
Misty for me was alright.
Yeah, I thought that was alright. It's
Yeah.
this film's go. I don't know. It's not Eastwood's best. But
That one where they kidnapped her.
Oh yeah, the
Gender.
disappearance of Alice Creed. That
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
that was a
that
good one. I like that one.
But anyway, back on Stephen
I'm your
King.
number one fan. Misery, great film.
So
Misery is an absolutely good film because
well,
of the acting.
I was about to
the
say
acting.
Kathy
Kathy Bates.
Bates,
she's
like
called.
she's a good
She
actress.
sounds like
She's
a murderer.
terrifying.
She
She's
is, though,
absolutely
proper dodgy, isn't it?
terrifying.
Isn't she the one in American Horror Story?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a good actress. Like,
She is just.
she's
She's just terrifying to look at.
But it's some of the words she says, like cock-a-doodie and stuff. Like it's like she's so innocent, but
She's
at
so
the same time,
friendly and like,
an absolute serial killer maniac.
She plays as well Dolores Claiborne, like, which is a short story that Charlotte said definitely needs to be turned into film because it's amazing. But I haven't seen it, but like yeah, she plays that part as well. So
My dad said that was good. I think.
okay, I've said
Did he say it? Yeah, Dolores Claiborne. Yeah, my dad said that was good.
yeah. Right, should we?
Hello, Tom. Welcome.
What?
Tom's with a child trying to break out. He's like, get out. Do you know in the film Get Out where they go into the sunken place? You've been in the sunken place for like 10 years. There's just someone trying to get out of your body. You got one brief second and try to
Get out.
and killed him. What else is good?
We
can talk about
should explain what Misery is.
Yes, sure. So
it's about a writer who gets in a car accident.
Yeah.
And like one of her obsessed
in the middle
fans,
of nowhere.
Yeah, takes him in and looks after him. And then when she finds out he's going to kill off her favourite character, she starts...
Misery. The book's called Misery, that's why. It's not actually called Misery because he's in misery.
So she's going to kill off one of his favourite characters. She like sort of like... It turns
she
from
demands that he rewrites the entire book. Because he's just finished his book, that's why he's heading home. Crashes it, she drags him out, reads the book. She's like his number one fan, which is what she keeps saying. And he's killed off Misery, so she burns the book and demands, he's only got one copy, and then demands that he rewrites the entire thing, and then he does, and then basically she hates it again and demands that he writes bits of it, and but obviously he's getting more and more terrified, and there's one scene in it, the hobbling scene, which is that's with the sledgehammer and the that bit is, I think that's what really makes the film quality, because until then you're like, I mean, she's an absolute psychopath, but
that she's dangerous,
she just
not
wants
doing anything,
and then there's this one point, and I might as well tell people what happened. If you don't want to know, then zone out for a minute. Basically, he's obviously he was in a car crash and she rescued him because she used to be a doctor, so he's sort of getting better and he's getting back to health, and she doesn't want this because she doesn't want him to leave, so she puts a wooden block between his ankles and then sledgehammers the side of his heels and snaps his ankles in the wrong way, and cripples him, and it's horrible to watch. It really is. But then it gets worse because he stays a bit longer.
James Caan of The Godfather, innit?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good.
And there's only really two people in it, other than when she goes to the town and there's like the sheriff looking
but
for
it's just like brief conversation.
Yeah, and then the sheriff turns up later and that goes great. And then so that Misery's a great film. And then I suppose you could talk about both the It films because at least you can compare.
I was about to say,
and people might have watched it.
Okay. Well, on my list I did, where it was good, bad, or needs a remake, I put both the It's down, and the original is in the good/remake area, which it did happen. They made a remake.
It's true.
And the new one's in the bad because
No, it's
it's
not.
average.
No, he's got a separate column that says bang average, and that's just your face drawn in it.
Yeah.
But
My face is bang average.
No, like so the original.
Oh, sorry, that implied wrong.
The original is really good, but I feel like the production value was not there. Like a lot of the rooms, the sets, and all that, they were very.
Yeah, I didn't
fake.
realise it wasn't. Yeah, it's good, but
It's good.
It's good, but then if
The
you
characters
compare
are all very stupid.
if you compare it to the new one, it's just
they're all very stupid. Most of them don't have anything to do. They're just there because they're there in the book.
Yeah, and
for example, the black kid in the new one just turns up off. What really annoyed me about the first one is they're all on the bikes and one of them goes, like they've all seen the clown at least twice now, or at least once, apart from the guy from Stranger Things. He hasn't seen it at all yet. And they're all on the bikes and they all go. And one of them stops and goes, "Guys, I've seen this clown," and the other one goes, "Oh yeah, I've seen this clown." And the other one, "Yeah, I didn't see a clown, but I saw this." And it takes them like a good 40 minutes to an hour. Like if I went out and I saw some mad thing, it'd bloody be tweeting about it.
It'd be on Pigeon in seconds.
But I know if this
Lads,
is the
I've
80s,
just seen a clown.
well, even then I'd still go around to my mate's house and be like, some creepy geezer who looks like a clown's just been messing me up.
If I saw that, I'd definitely be mentioning my friends. I get that as well. Like I would straight up, especially in the 80s, where like that kind of stuff isn't like nowadays. If it happened, you'd be like, oh, it's probably someone just doing a prank. But back then, you'd be like,
yeah,
nah,
that generally
mate.
was a trend last year. Remember when people dressed up as clowns and went around the skirt?
Yeah, that was a thing. People just seem to have forgotten about.
But yeah, no, like
and everyone kept saying killer clowns, but nobody killed anyone. They were just clowns.
I think in America there was a few people that killed.
They were just
clowns. About like that Ted, what's his face?
Yeah,
guy dressed as one. clown.
But that was a while ago.
Yeah.
He was a serial killer.
Yeah. Anyway,
Moving quick.
so I do like that they did with the remake, and that they didn't do it with the original. Is that they made the clown way more dangerous, like way more terrifying.
Yeah, my favourite bit is where he rips that kid's arm off.
Yeah, and he's just gone out with it.
I just laughed so audibly when he got sharked up in the first
the
scene.
first 10 minutes, and he pulls Georgie's arm
Honestly.
right off.
Because like in the original, it's just Tim Curry in a clown suit, just being like troll.
Another thing as well I like about it. It's probably like, the kid's dead. Don't come back.
Yeah,
I like that. Like he's been gone for ages, a year or something, and they didn't be like, oh, he's back. He's been in like, no, he's dead.
He's dead, man.
You've done all this. He's still dead.
I would have loved it if like when he did the air pressure gun to the forehead, if it was actually just the kid.
Yeah,
I would
genuinely.
absolutely love that.
I think the implied that it was for a bit.
Yeah.
I think everybody got tricked into thinking it for a brief second that actually maybe he just killed his brother. Because he was just sat there crying with his little arm missing as well. So.
But like no,
Georgie.
I mean,
I just like that bit where but no, I keep saying this. I can't use it in that context. Basically, there's a scene where they're beating up a black kid, but you look into the reeds and Pennywise is just there waving this little kid's arm. Like it's just the most random bit of the whole film, but
honestly.
it is quite terrifying.
I didn't find him scary though.
From what I'm hearing, he just sounds psychological.
It is.
But
if you don't like clowns, it's nowhere
but-
near as scary as if you.
Yeah,
If you've got a phobia of clowns, I mean,
But it's terrifying.
It's not just that. Like the original was like, oh, he's a clown, he's scary.
Yeah.
Like, but in this one, it's more of a case of he may be a clown, but like
just
what he
he's
does
doing is just
is
messed
terrifying.
up.
Like he when the black kid is like delivering his the meats to the butchers. The door opens and it's
special
just,
delicious.
Hereditary.
You wanted some sausage.
oh, is it Shaggage?
I forgot about that. So that
Do you
scene
like-
clearly was skipped over
Do you
me.
like your dog meat?
But like,
Must be why he got the 18.
like with each kid, like they all have their own thing that terrifies them. So at first, it's like a bunch of people burning in a building, has door right
So
open.
is his butcher's gonna be? Yeah.
Butchers.
Butcher's okay.
But then like it's just
Pennywise is on the
he's
on
just
the
hanging.
pig.
He's hanging on this metal hook, just like wriggling, and he stops and he just spins around. He's just got glowing eyes as
He's
he's
eating the pig.
eating
He's
something.
eating the pig. Yeah.
It's terrifying. Honestly,
it is good. It's a
Yeah.
very good film.
I don't find. Well, I find all the kids really stupid.
they
But
always
like
have to
stupid
be.
in the sense like they go into a house, and some of them go like, "Who's coming in?" So they realise they don't all have to. Like, all right, you go. But then they go in and they just
They split up.
They split up.
I
Like
don't know why they split up.
if I went into a building,
But
with
my mate,
a
so
psychotic killer, whoever he is,
I would not.
I've literally
leave.
got Gregor.
I would. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to cram myself into the middle, but guys, no, I'm
Honestly,
not on the edges.
To be honest, that bit really irritates me because like they get to the hallway,
Yeah, but
somebody hears somebody whispering. If somebody's whispering in this house, I'm like,
no, that's
nah.
like you're legging it. Like,
They only split up because that guy's an absolute fool.
yeah.
And that is
But
that
then-
one's the fool.
Then you got the Richie character who goes through this door in a room full of bloody like human-shaped
Oh, yeah,
figures
wonders
with
like
cloths over them.
Run.
I'd be so.
Run.
I'd be so-
Like to be honest,
Don't
I
even
get
find
that.
that door. Just windows,
But-
walls. Leave.
I'll be out.
It is a case of where they just need it just to.
You need to
progress
do
the
the
plot,
story
yeah.
as
There's
well.
nice. There's a Tim Curry Easter egg in that scene.
Yeah, like inside the room full of clowns.
One of the clowns that is
dressed
a
up as
doll
a-
is Tim
yeah.
Curry.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But,
I think they had to. I think they couldn't ignore it because Tim Curry was such an iconic character. The movie wasn't amazing from what I can remember, but Tim Curry was iconic. So I think they
to be
had
honest,
in a
but
way.
in the day it was renowned for being good. Like,
Yeah, in the day, yeah.
because it was the whole case of people had a phobia of
Yeah,
clowns,
clowns
like
was a scary
more
thing.
serious back then.
I reckon play a song and then we'll talk about some of the lesser known / crap ones.
Netflix ones and stuff.
No, we've talked about Netflix. We've talked about Joel's Game in 1922 for the last 2 weeks in a row. I think we should skip over them
Yeah,
and go to stuff like
They are good though.
Christine or Carrie.
yeah, Pet
Yeah.
Cemetery and
Yeah,
Uh,
Running Man or Maximum
which
Overdrive.
was it?
Yeah.
What does somebody want? This one.
Go for it.
Uh,
And we're back.
right.
Right.
Uh,
Okay. I think just because we don't have a structure, we'll just start naming films and being like, if we need it. Yeah. Anyway, next one I'm going to mention, which is a good film. I have in my opinion. Christine. Have you seen Christine?
it's the car.
The
No,
car one.
It's
no,
the
I've
one
not
with
seen
car.
it, no. I've
Very-
seen clips of it, but
Very good film. Like, it's got probably one of the best
Car chases.
No.
Parking scenes.
No.
Drive-thrus.
Practical effects.
Hey.
Women.
Oh, that's some. I don't know. That's some standard you've set there. One of the best practical.
I don't think they
effects
get
of all
so
time.
if you
Don't think they get better.
There are some.
You've
The
got
Thing is probably
American
the best.
Werewolf in London. You've
The Thing.
got The Fly.
The thing.
You got any Tom Savini
Thing.
film involved?
The
So
Thing.
George Romero,
Thing.
every film
The
he's ever
Thing.
done.
Yeah, The Thing is
The Thing,
a great
exactly.
one. But like this like so basically
Jurassic
what happens
Park.
is the car gets like
The,
destroyed by
all
this
of-
gang.
Yeah.
But what they did is they filmed the car being like sucked in through like hydraulic presses, and they just did that, put it in reverse, and it looks like the car just builds itself back out. And it looks pretty sick
Yeah.
for its time. It is a great scene,
Yeah.
but it's one I'm using for my research project. But yeah, no, good film. Have you seen it, Jack?
I haven't seen Christie. My dad said it was good, but I haven't seen Christie.
Josh?
Nice.
I think he's seen
Well,
and read
One that
every single
I
one.
think I saw a few years ago, and I've never seen the original. I only saw the remake. Is Carrie.
Yeah, I saw the remake.
I saw- yeah,
I like the
I
remake.
wish, but I had issues with it.
See,
like,
Carrie was the
it's-
first adaptation to film they ever did of Stephen King, and I never watched the original Carrie.
To be honest, it was good. Like,
But the thing is, if you know about Carrie, you know that there's everyone. If you know about Carrie, you know the one major scene in it, the one, and that's the pig's blood bit.
yeah.
oh yeah,
And that's sort of like that's what Carrie is really. And then I knew about when I went watching the new one. I knew that the pig's blood scene was a thing, and I didn't know she had telekinetic abilities. So, yeah,
I knew she was a bit mental. Like,
I knew she was a bit odd,
had
but
some, like,
I just thought she
things
got
going
bullied, and then that's why they dumped a pig blood on it. But I didn't realise she was an absolute
Yeah, no, she,
telekinesis Jedi.
well,
force
basically, she
power,
doesn't-
born of midi-chlorians.
she doesn't have. I think she only gets like little clues of it, like
It's not something
Things
like
happen,
she doesn't
like,
join the Avengers at the end.
Yeah.
or anything.
No,
it's just
yeah,
like
she
But
shouldn't.
it's
it's well built up. With
that
what she
happens,
gets
and then
to.
all of a sudden she like goes to like this psychotic breakdown
Yeah.
where like she just full on destroys everything.
Is that Chloe Grace Moretz?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's why I watched it.
To be honest,
right.
both films
be
are.
honest.
She's
are
of
good.
age, you can say that.
She is. She's older than me.
No, she's old. No, she's my age.
She's
Uh,
slightly
it's
older
fine.
than me.
She's younger than you.
We're talking about the films here. No, come on.
And Chloe Grace.
Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz. Moretz.
Moretz.
Yeah.
She's going out with Brooklyn Beckham. Just a bit of gossip there.
There you go.
What we're talking about?
So we're talking about Carrie, believe it or not. You know,
Oh,
the
yeah.
film.
Good film. I mean, you've got some written down here that to be honest, I feel like I've seen the ones worth watching, other than about 4 or 5,
Have you got the Running Man
like
down?
Christine and
I've got the Running Man.
Salem's Lot. I haven't seen. My dad got me Salem's Lot because that's not on your list. I need to really. want to
No,
watch.
yeah, like
But you
it's
got
hard,
me that.
hard
and
finding every Stephen King film.
I've not seen that.
I
mean to.
would
Don't
say
really know anything about it. So it's-
Maximum Overdrive. There's one to mention.
yeah, you said that.
Have you seen Maximum Overdrive?
That was directed by
Interesting. Look,
Stephen King.
Was
interestingly
it?
enough, you've put a tick and a maybe bad tick.
Oh, Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
Right, but like,
Hey, wait, is that the one that you said was terrible? I can't remember. Not you, man. My dad-
1982, that.
My dad
Yeah,
said the one
basically-
directed by Stephen King was awful.
I think it's because like the
That'll be him.
the film was good because like it's basically all of the Earth's technology comes alive and starts like doing everything it can to like kill humans. And like
Terminator, innit?
the thing that they use are trucks. It's just inanimate objects come to life.
You're an inanimate object.
But yeah, so like
Did you guys' eyes light up together?
Yeah, I
it's
sent
just-
him a Snapchat of me last night. I was watching In Bruges last night, which I'm much rather talk about right now. But
What a great film.
oh, what a film! Oh,
You were
sorry,
saying.
Tom. I was going to say,
I just
but everyone was clearly listening to. Well, it works.
No,
We
but
heard it
basically
on the
because like America's like full of just trucks, so there's
Yeah.
loads of them, and they're like practically unstoppable if you like they get set in motion. So that's like the main
Unstoppable.
thing, and it's about this group of people that are at this gas station. They get stuck there because all these trucks are like refill our fuel tanks, otherwise we'll kill you. And there's this one main truck, and this is like on the side of why it's bad. It was part of like a show or something like that, and it just has this giant green, like sort of like the Green Goblin mask or face on the front, and it's like just kind of takes away from it. And then all of a sudden, right at the end, they do like a little paragraph of like explaining after they destroy the trucks and get on a boat, so no trucks can get them. It was like, oh yeah, the meteorite.
Find a way.
Probably.
Yeah.
The meteorite revolving around Earth had a spaceship hiding behind
Sorry,
it.
doing what around Earth?
Revolving.
A roving.
No, I'm saying it wrong. Revolving. No.
Continue.
Whatever. Spinning around the Earth.
Going round
No, but basically, an alien spaceship was hiding behind this meteorite, and they were controlling Earth's technology. But coincidentally, a Russian satellite, which was armed with
It's always
missiles,
the Russians.
found it and destroyed it. So then,
the Russians saved
Russians
us.
are good.
That's always the Russians.
Whoops.
Yay.
Communism.
when I read it, I was just like, imagine picture now. You just got this Russian and go, oh, coincidentally, we have missiles.
Is that Russian?
Is that Russian?
It's not.
Good
It's
that.
not. I was trying my best.
Top. Is it spinning or evolving?
It's doing both, mate.
It's evolving.
No, but which
Evolving.
Which
revolving. I don't know. To be
It
honest,
matters a great deal.
which one?
don't do this to me. Just move on.
Everybody betrayed me. I fed up with this world.
I haven't heard that one before. So then there's other ones like Pet Cemeteries. Anyone seen Pet Cemetery?
No.
Yes, I have. There's quite a few.
Now that's one that hasn't aged. That hasn't aged well. Pet Cemetery.
No. I have to.
Basically, I'll tell you the plot for you two who haven't seen it. This kid, that little idiot, runs into the middle of the road and gets hit by a truck.
Wait, pause on that moment. These
Sorry.
people
Yeah,
live in the middle of nowhere. Their house is on the side of this road that's hardly driven by at all. They have a massive garden outside. It's just this one road right next to it. And they're having, well, I know there's one house on the other side as well. But their neighbour comes over and they're having a drink. And they've got massive open view of this kid running around. And they somehow don't hear this truck speeding down this road and think, best watch our kid in case he runs out into the road.
Best watch our kid in it, lad.
Yeah.
So we're from Manchester.
So this kid just runs out into the road and this guy's like, ah shit, can't swerve to not hit him. Plows over this kid and they're just like, what?
Potato-faced man of the people.
Flattens him, and then anyway they bury him in this pet cemetery where they've heard that if you bury your pet there, it just comes back to life. Anyway, he comes back to life, but not in the greatest way possible.
The cat is okay at first because the cat
film,
first
just
gets killed
Yeah.
and they do it and it comes back. And it's okay at first, but then it turns into like zombie cat.
Yeah, it's still progressing.
And then
As
and
you
then
were.
they do the same with the kid, but then the kid basically turns into Chucky, and starts trying to kill them. And then his wife ends up being killed by the kid. So instead of going, let's not bury her in a pet cemetery, he goes, I'm going to bury her in a pet cemetery. And then she comes
does he
back.
think that's going to be a good
I
idea?
don't know. But then he kisses her at the end. When she comes back, she's got like a deformed face. He kisses her and then she kills him. And I'm like,
You know why, Tom?
why?
She gets it on.
Oh, I don't have
You
the
need
soundtrack.
to set these up way before.
You do.
Sean.
No.
It's like, do you know why? And then like 15 seconds
Was
later.
it you the other week when like Josh tried so hard to like get this one soundbite in? Like he was just like
Yes.
prolonging
He does
his
it regularly.
joke. He was there like,
That's what
Tom.
looking for. He's still doing it. Like he's still going.
He's,
for it.
he's trying to find it.
He's gonna download it.
hold on until I.
You know what they say, love is blind.
And that's why I kissed her.
Jesus.
That's last week's episode. That. No, I'm Stephen King. Anymore. So the only other film on this list, because there's a lot of these that I haven't seen. The only other film on this list that I sort of really want to watch is The Running Man, which is what
Oh, no, it's not good.
not good.
I wouldn't say
But it's because it's what Battle
supposed to be
Royale was
good.
based on,
Yeah,
which
like,
is then in
and
turn what
Hunger
Hunger
Games,
Games was based on.
like,
It's not good. You should see Arnie in it. He looks ridiculous.
Ridiculous instead of in means of like massive big.
No, as in like...
The
what
pigs
he's
in
wearing.
the dress
Yellow
and all that,
spandex.
It's really weird.
Oh. Set in like a dystopian future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. Tell you what I watched today.
Oh yeah.
Go on, man.
Dark Tower.
Any good?
No, it's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad.
I was watching it and I was like, it sets up this... It doesn't... Well, I say it sets up this world. It doesn't set up this world. It just
Because
takes
there's
you...
like 8 books, isn't there?
Yeah, it just takes you straight
7
in...
books.
Just takes you straight into it without any
It's-
sort of backstory at all.
Honestly,
Yeah.
they did the worst thing possible. Like they just literally just went, here it is. Here's what the
With
Dark
that
Tower
noise
is.
and everything. Was
Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes it works just to go, this is the world. you're in it. But just doesn't for this, because I was like,
On it,
it only took me to the end to find out that they were kidnapping kids, and I still don't know why. And
Paedophile, isn't it?
To be
Paedophile
fair,
ring.
before it came out, and I remember talking to you, Tom, about the Dark Tower, and you tried to explain it to me, and I remember I had a full conversation with somebody else, then tuned back into what you were saying, and I think you'd only just finished half of it.
Right.
Like,
That's because
That's
That's how much we appreciate you.
Right.
Tom.
Okay, let me bullet point this one, right?
See,
So
you say that, like,
it's
Alright, bullet points are out. Let's
in
do
the
it.
future, the
Crack out your
grass
phone
that
for
people
5 minutes.
chew on, like that turn
What?
them like really disgusting.
You eat grass?
I don't need
It's just this weird like grass of like this dystopian future.
right.
Anyway,
There's no
well,
grass
Pretty
eat-
much, pretty much. It's basically
Silly
like,
me.
nobody eats any grass in the film.
Nobody eats grass.
No.
Oh.
Let me explain to you the film, and let me explain the film, then you can explain the book. Right, in the film, there's a big, massive black tower called Idris Elba. No, there is a
Did you
massive.
say Idris? That's
Idris.
a different guy. That's a different guy.
There's a massive black tower.
Hello.
Oh my god, he replied
This
to me.
one audition.
I messaged him 4 days ago and asked him if he wanted to be in my film.
Sophisticated.
He replied
smart,
today
happy and sophisticated.
saying, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, when do you want me?" So I've not replied, but tomorrow.
So
But,
you've got an actor.
Hopefully he doesn't listen to the show.
Right, so there's a big, massive, I want to say F off tower, big black tower,
Heck off that tower.
and basically the tower protects all.
How big's this tower? Is it like Mordor size, or is it bigger
You don't
than
really get a
Mordor?
good clear shot of it.
That's
It's bigger than the
In
clouds.
chihuahuas, how tall would it
Yeah, in chihuahuas.
If you had to measure it in chihuahuas.
Are we saying like the whole base of the tower, then chihuahuas on top?
No,
of that?
just
Or
no,
one
no,
chihuahua
just
on top of
chihuahuas
each?
upwards. Yeah.
I'd say
Let's
I
get
can't.
back to this.
I can't
topic
say.
at hand.
I can't say
Chihuahua.
accurately
Roughly,
with chihuahuas.
just roughly, man. No one's gonna be accurate with chihuahuas.
I say
Oh
about.
no, I was accurate. I measured the entire Blackpool Tower in exact chihuahuas.
He did
because
that's
I did the
just-
maths.
That's just him.
I'd say it's at least. I'd say it's at least 1,000 Idris Elbas.
I thought that, but he's like 7'4".
So about
he's
eight-
just a hulking black
about
man.
8,000 chihuahuas.
800,000.
800. Whoa, that's a leap.
It's a big tower.
It's a big tower.
And
It's at least 4.
at the top of the big tower, no, nothing to do with the don't know, but there's a big tower, and basically how he explains it to the kid is the tower stops all the bad stuff,
Ever.
all the dark.
That didn't top Harvey Weinstein, did it?
So
Or Kevin Spacey.
you know how
Stop
Kevin
that, did
Spacey-
it?
You know how Stephen King sets it up?
Always sort of
Oh my
comes-
God.
It comes back to Kevin.
You know how Stephen King has the dark universe, and he's
Yeah.
No.
It
So-
kind of links it in with the whole like the turtle that carries the world on its back
Yeah,
going through
I've heard of
space.
this.
Yeah. So
links it
basically,
in with
there's
that.
a big tower, and the
Hang
tower protects all the different universes from the dark universe. Don't explain why, because don't ask why, because they don't explain why. Idris Elba is a gunslinger because that's the most effective way of defending this tower.
What? Just a 6-bullet revolver?
Yeah, don't ask because they don't explain it. Matthew McConaughey plays the Man in Black, but he's white.
He couldn't put a black man in black, could he?
And basically, he goes round just going, "Stop breathing," and people literally drop dead. It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, he goes up to
Stop
speak. There's a bit
It's
where
everyone just as the force.
they don't explain. Don't ask why, because they don't explain that either. There's a bit where Idris Elba and his dad are lined up back to back with guns, and Matthew McConaughey walks over, he goes, "Stop breathing," kills his dad, and never does it to Idris Elba. Like he
Is
just.
that
wipes
right? Is
his
that the
nose.
bit right at the beginning? Isn't his dad
Yeah.
played by someone like really famous?
I don't know, some other black.
It's
guy.
like, is it not like Denzel Washington or something?
No, it looks like him.
Wow. But just
Oh,
because
no,
it's
whoa,
talking
whoa,
about
whoa,
like
I
he's saying
was-
that all black
I know.
guys look like Denzel Washington.
That's what you're
So
saying.
basically,
That's what you're saying.
I think.
I
'cause
saw,
I'm still very
I saw
confused.
Denzel Washington on stage in Blackpool.
Matthew McConaughey is stealing children from the human world, from Earth, who can shine like The Shining.
Oh right, that plot.
Yeah. So kids who can like do
That wasn't famous, was it? That one?
kids who can do telekinesis and talk in their minds and do all that kind of stuff. He's stealing them because they have the power
Is
to
it Danny from
destroy the tower.
Why
So
don't
he
we?
can make this world horrible. And he has like and people wear over people's faces. They all look like rats underneath their faces, isn't it? And I'm trying to think what else. The actions
Just gonna
from
skip over that, aren't
the,
they?
the actions are really badly shot. There's like the bits in the trailer That's like pretty much the only action in it. And there's no.
Oh
there's
yeah,
no,
that bit where he goes, "I don't need aim.
Yeah,
I
he
need
goes-
hope." And
He,
then
he
just
constantly says,
I thought that bit was cool.
He who aims has forgotten the face of his father.
Does he aim?
But he starts saying it whilst he stood next to his father. I'm like, just turn around, you knobhead. But it makes, and the best bits of it, nothing. Idris Elba and the kid have like, I had better chemistry at GCSE, let's just say that. The guy's awful in it. Awful, their two chemistry. Them two's chemistry. That doesn't read right, does it? Their chemistry together.
They should be further apart than
but
Kevin Spacey.
the best bits of it are when Idris Elba goes into the human world and he doesn't quite understand it all.
Is it like
That's
that bit in
funny.
Wonder Woman where Wonder Woman goes into the human world and doesn't quite understand it?
he
Well,
goes
she knows
in-
every language in the bloody universe.
Or that bit in any other film where somebody goes into the human world and doesn't quite understand it.
Yeah, and he goes in and he like gives the doctor like a
Like
shilling.
that, the best one,
and-
the best version of any of that where someone goes into the real world is that one bit in The Simpsons
Coming
where
to
he
America.
falls into the fourth dimension and then he's like just walking around. Homer Simpson's just sort of walking around the human world. Have you not
Right.
seen that bit?
Yeah, I've seen that. I might go be sick actually.
What?
Fair.
Yeah, I can't think.
Because of the Dark Tower.
No,
but
I just generally feel sick, so I'm going to go be sick.
it's just
Yeah,
Not
mate.
in a gender neutral
From-
trailer, Play a song actually.
Wow, I'm sick.
go
No,
for
somebody
it.
else.
I
can
won't
do it.
explain the book because we don't. We focus on the films. Focus on the films.
Yeah, I mean, because none of us have read any of the books.
Yeah, we'll come back after the song while Josh goes be sick. And we're back. Oh my god, that's too
Jesus, that's too
We're
loud.
back.
Jesus.
We're back and we're loud, boys.
loud.
Me and Tom were
Okay.
playing Snap.
We were playing Snap.
I won.
I'm not
Okay.
paying attention.
Right. Okay. I've got a film.
Alright, here we go.
Dreamcatcher.
Never heard. No, dear.
No.
Never seen it.
I think it's Morgan Freeman's only role of being a bad guy, apart from maybe Wanted. Like it's probably one of its first ones, but basically, again aliens. But
You
it's
could argue that he's a
basically-
bad guy in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, you could do. You know, God is a vicious bastard. But no, basically, it's this group of boys again. It's classic Stephen King. Gang.
Likes boys, doesn't he? He likes kids.
But yeah, they come across this kid who's got disabilities or something like that. That's getting bullied, and they stick up for him.
That's why he's getting bullied. People like you, Tom.
What?
Something like that. Disability.
They are literally
Something
legit
made up.
bullying him because he's got like disabilities. But anyway, there's a plot twist at the end.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He said that he's not got a disability.
No, he hasn't. And then they stick up for him and then become friends, and they all like come back for this like holiday away, like this winter lodge. Only like this outbreak of like
What is the bullied friend
Monsters.
a part of that as well?
yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
Or he's not there, but like he should be. He's on his way. But yeah, there's basically these aliens or like these monsters going around. Like,
Oh, in this
but
lodge.
this kid has special powers, so he like does.
Oh,
his,
is that what his disability is?
kind of like
We call that
he
disability.
spins his finger around and he shows like this whirlwind of like something like a.
He's got the force.
I
I
think
don't
Stephen
know.
King just actually writes normal human stories with one guy who's got the force.
Kind of, but like, it's a
You
good
just
film,
write Star Wars canon.
but it needs to be remade for like the quality of.
When was it
how they
made?
did it. I don't know. I'll go up on the computer. I don't know. But yeah, it turns out that this it's actually Donnie Wahlberg
Who?
plays Donnie Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg's other
I
older brother.
did not know he had a brother.
Yeah, he was. He has a whole family.
Really?
A
It's not
big
people
family.
who believe it.
Oh right.
But yeah, basically, he turns out to be an alien that got there way before. And
What way before what?
disguised
Before time
the
or
rest of
just?
the
Oh,
aliens.
right. Just got
and
there
disguised
early.
himself as a kid. That's why he seems like he's got disabilities.
Hang on. So the disabled kid isn't really a kid.
How is
He's,
he disabled? He's not a disabled kid. He's not because he's not disabled or a kid.
so the good
Yes.
guy with the force powers is actually an alien bad guy.
No, he's an alien good guy.
Yeah, but
Stop
he's
saying
pretending
bad
to be a
guy.
kid. That's
Right.
not good. Like,
Oh no, because he's at like say adolescent age as an alien.
So what did this
he
alien
disguised-
do
What's
when
he
he?
been here for?
What
What's
you-
the aging
Right. Yeah.
process of
So
this alien
it's been like
species?
for 40 years.
You
So
can't, you can't say
what do you reckon? What do you reckon
can't say
this?
stuff like, oh, he's been around forever and
So
all, but
did
then he's-
nobody question why he didn't have a mum or dad? Then?
No, he had a mum and dad.
Were
I
they
assume
aliens
he
too?
got adopted. But like,
you have to assume that.
Who adopts a disabled kid
to be
in
honest,
like the
it's been a long
80s?
time since I watched it. But
Also, what did this alien kid do with his time?
collect Scooby-Doo merchandise. Honest to God, he looks so
Oh my
much.
god.
So there's an alien that just loved Scooby.
It was.
That's the thing. It wasn't even
And
anything
had
about
the
his
Force.
force powers. He just went, I
So
love
nobody
Scooby-Doo.
questioned why he had the Force, but the reason he
Well,
had the
his
Force
friends
is
did,
because he was an
like,
alien.
they went and found like a missing
Yeah.
girl.
They just sort of went, oh, this guy's a bit weird.
Kind of, but like they made friends with him.
Shouldn't have
because
bullied
they
him.
Found a missing person who was stuck down a well.
Because
I mean-
of his Force.
Like I said, like it needs a remake to be
Yeah, I can tell.
made good.
How was your sick, Rigo?
Sicky.
Alright, quality.
Another one. What should we go on?
I'm just
Dead
gonna.
Zone. Has anyone seen Dead Zone?
Yeah.
No.
Very good. It's got
Dead Zone,
Christopher Walken in it. And basically, I think he has a car crash in like a frozen lake or something like that.
Let it go.
And like he's in like a mini coma, and he comes out of
A
it.
mini coma.
Maybe call myself.
Yeah.
So what's the difference
She
between
said
that
that.
and a big coma?
Well,
It's like
he's
a
only
nap
unconscious
version
for
of a
a couple of
Well,
days.
anyway, he just had a nap. That's all he wanted. He's just tired. That's why he crashed into the frozen lake. He was just having a nap.
But yeah, so basically, after the accident, he sort of like goes into like the dead zone, or like between like dying and living.
Twilight.
And then he comes back with an ability. Basically, whoever he touches.
Is it the Force?
No. Whoever
Whoever
he
he touches moves away really fast.
Guys, we talked about this.
Kevin
We want to
Spacey.
be a proper, decent show, not just make stupid jokes all the time. Come on.
Oh my god, a minute. Everyone's got the Force.
Anyway, he can see into the future what they'll do. So like he uses it to be like if he touches somebody and he sees that they're going to be an asshole, he'll do something to stop it.
What will he do?
Well, he touches the
Christ,
hand
like
of this guy running for president, and he ends up sending like nuclear missiles. in
Oh,
the wall.
so what does he do to him?
He goes to shoot him at a press conference, but in doing
Seems
so,
like the worst choice. He could have not just killed him when he had like touched him.
no, because he was in like he didn't have a gun or he was around like
Snap his
loads
neck.
of people.
Karate chop to the neck.
It's Christopher Walken.
It's true.
Christopher Walken. But no, but basically, have you seen the video of Donald
Just
Trump?
so you know, you go still here. You'll see Christopher
By the way,
Walken
Rigo.
every 10 minutes.
Nice.
And then
Yeah,
maybe be sick a little bit.
Yeah, I might stop the YouTube one here so I can go on.
Yeah, that's good.
So good. Say goodbye to the YouTube people.
Goodbye, YouTube people.
See you
Goodbye,
later,
YouTube
YouTube
people.
people.
Sorry
Thanks,
that
thanks
we
for
weren't-
listening.
Structured a lot.
I was structured. I had notes. I just got ill.
I have notes on my phone. I just
I have,
got bored of my
I
phone.
have a head.
I have a headache.
That's a good point.
Jesus Christ.
Christopher Walken.
Bye.
I feel like we
Bye.
wasted this theme. 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 We
Bye.
wasted